Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are hopping right into the Christmas projects, their DIY projects and thrift flips. So for this first project, we are going to be turning this piece of wood into different breadboards. I am going to cut this down into 4 different breadboards. They're about 12 inches in length. I wish I knew what type of wood this was. It has been a scrap piece that my husband has had for a while, and I decided to turn it into breadboards. So, like I said, I'm cutting it down into 4 about equal size pieces, and I am going with the more rustic look for these. So, I was looking on Pinterest to get some designs in mind for how I wanted to cut the breadboards. I am going to be using a jigsaw for that. I ended up just freehanding the design for the breadboards. For this project or for this video, I'm only going to be doing 2 of them. I'm saving the other 2 for another time. So I'm going to set those 2 aside, but I'm going to get them all prepped and ready to go. So like I said, I'm doing this more free-handed. I wanted it to have that handmade rustic look to kind of match the wood that I'm using. And I've used a jigsaw before. It's not my favorite tool to use. It kind of makes me anxious. So I am doing more of a simple, simplistic kind of cut with these breadboards. I'm not trying to get like super fancy with like the design or anything. I wanted it to be more straightforward, but at the same time have it look handmade. Once they are all cut, I am going to sand them all down. I'm using 220 grit sandpaper, I believe, and I am making sure to get all the sides, you know, top and bottom. I really want to soften the edges of all of the breadboards as well so that there's no sharp corners except for like maybe like the very top where like right here I'm drilling holes. So if that top part is a little more pointy, I'm okay with that. But all the other areas I wanted to definitely soften. So I'm just going to drill a hole in it so that I can, add some ribbon or twine or something to it. So I really liked this wood, and I didn't want to change the look of it. So to seal it up, I am just using polyacrylic. I just do 1 coat on all of them, and you can see just the difference, how it just richens up the color of that wood. It's really, really pretty. So for these 2, I am going to be using transfers from IOD. It is the Candy Cane Cottage transfer set, I believe. And I'm just going to apply 1 on each of them. I really wanted these to be simple and kind of subtle. I like how 1 is like very Christmassy with the Santa, and then the other one can transition to wintertime as well. It doesn't have to just be Christmas. I also I didn't film this, but I found this really pretty velvet ribbon at Marshall's after I made these, and I added the red velvet ribbon to the top of them to like hang them, and it just adds that really pretty touch to them. I do seal these up again with polyacrylic so that nothing happens to the transfers, and then these are done. for this project, we are going to be giving this frame a Christmas makeover. So I got this frame from a garage sale for $2 a couple months ago, and I've had it set aside. I was going to do something for the fall time. I never got around to it, and I got an idea for Christmas. So I am not going to do anything with the frame itself. I really like the color of it. I like the design, everything on it. I like it as is. So I'm not going to do anything to the frame. I am just going to take the inside portion out and work on that area. So once I remove everything from the back side, I am going to carefully remove the mat from the picture. It was like glued together. So I had to be really careful as I was separating the mat from that image because I wanted to keep the mat in there as well. So once I am able to remove it, I thought I had to like take everything, like the whole picture off, but then I realized I was covering that up with this cardstock. So I am using cardstock that I got from Hobby Lobby and this beautiful vintage Santa rice paper. I used it, I believe it was two videos ago, and I will link that if you haven't seen that one. I love how those turned out with this rice paper. And so I have these larger Santas that I want to frame. I will leave the link to the website where I do get this rice paper from. If you are interested in seeing the other products that they have, they are local vendors that have a space where I have my booth at, and I just want to share that with you in case you are interested in supporting them as well. They also do carry IOD stuff as well. But this rice paper, I cannot remember the brand, but like I said, I will leave the link for you. So I am going back and forth trying to figure out what pattern I really want. At first, I liked the green, but then I loved that the red plaid. It kind of looked like a little bit more vintage to me. Let me know in the comments, did you like that green plaid or do you like this red one that I ended up going with? I was really torn. I liked them both, but obviously I ended up going with this one. So let me know what you guys would have done in the comments. So I am just going to apply the cardstock with glue, and then I'm going to wait just a little bit and let that dry. And while that's drying, I am going to paint the back side of this rice paper Santa with white paper, or excuse me, with white paint, so that the cardstock paper like color and pattern won't come through the Santa. So I make sure that that's fully dry, and then I'm going to apply the Mod Podge. This again is only like, I've only done this a couple times, so if there are other tips that you guys have, leave them in the comments for sure, let me know. But this worked out really well, so I was really happy with how it turned out. But I am just applying Mod Podge to the back side of the Santa, and then I put the Santa down. I am going to apply a little bit more Mod Podge around the edges of the Santa to ensure that it is smooth and, you know, completely adhered. And then I'm going to wait for it to fully dry. Once it is fully dry, I'm going to do another thin layer of Mod Podge over the entire Santa so that it is all secure, and I'm going to wait for that to fully dry, and then I'm going to put the backing back into the frame here. It did not, you know, like wrinkle up at first. When it was drying, it was wrinkling up, and then by the time it was done drying, it was all nice and flat. I was really happy with how this rice paper decoupage worked. So I'm just going to put the backing back on after I taped that in place, and then this one is done. I hope you guys like it. I really like how this one turned out. All right, for this final project, we are going to be using this box as well as 2 trees from the Dollar Tree. So this box may look familiar to you. I did use this box for a fall DIY project where I did like a pumpkin topiary. I will leave that linked if you are interested to see that. It did not sell in my booth, so I decided to take the pumpkins off and I'm going to do a Christmas tree instead. So these 2 trees from the Dollar Tree, I am keeping one side of it flat while I fluff out the other side, and then I'm going to put them together and attach them together so that the tree, it'll be a much fuller looking Christmas tree. The single tree itself is pretty sparse, so that's why I wanted to combine the two together. And to combine them together, you can use zip ties. I decided to use these greenery sprigs that are, have the wire in them. I got them from Hobby Lobby last year, but I'm sure any other craft store would have them as well. Um, I decided to use that instead because not only does it attach the 2 trees together, but it also helps cover that wire portion that you can see because the trees from the Dollar Tree are not, you know, super full. So it helps to cover that up as well. And then once I have them all covered and they're attached, I'm going to fluff out the tree as best as I can. I wanted to add just a little bit of white to the tops of the branches to kind of look like, a light dusting of snow is on the trees. I know, the flocked look isn't for everybody, so I didn't want to go overboard. I just wanted to do a little bit, but the trees, I feel like the branches just needed a little something on them. So I do that just to the tops of the branches until I'm content with how it looks. And then I decided I was going to hot glue some pine cones to the tree as well. I wanted to, definitely make this not look like a Dollar Tree Christmas tree. So I'm going to randomly, or as randomly as I possibly can, place these pine cones. I got a huge pack of them from Hobby Lobby. They were in the fall section, but they also have them in the Christmas section. So I'm just going, like I said, randomly place them all around. And then I wanted to add a pop of red as well. So once I'm done with the pine cones, I do have some red berries that I removed from a berry pick that I had from last year. I didn't have too many of them, but I just wanted to add some. So I have that pop of red on just a couple of the branches. And then I thought I was done. But I looked back and I was like, this is missing something. And I couldn't figure out what it was. It just needed a little something else. And while I was at Hobby Lobby shopping for other things, I ended up coming across these really cute, small, like they're tiny little presents. Like these presents here are so cute. And they're in like, I know I show the My Little Christmas. Um, they're just so cute, these presents, and they have all different types of wrapping paper, like different options, and I just loved the plaid ones. So I bought them and I was like, that's what is missing, some presents under the tree. So I'm going to add 3 of the little presents that I think are going to look really cute with this tree. And then this one is done. You'll have to let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this video and these projects. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know your favorite in the comments. I really hope that you guys are having a wonderful holiday season so far, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.